Hi everyone, today on Cooking for Guido we're going to make a candied nut wreath. So get ready, Guido, Christmas dessert. So we're going to start with 4 cups of deluxe mixed nuts, salted or unsalted, whichever, they both work. We have a 1/4 cup of corn syrup, a full cup of sugar, just regular sugar, and a 1/4 cup of butter. And we're going to do it in a wok. The reason I like the wok is high sides, easy to stir and keep it going. So just warning you, you're gonna have to stir for about 10 to 15 minutes till it sets. So we're gonna put all the ingredients in to start, the butter, the sugar, and the corn syrup, and we're gonna let it melt. And then while that's melting, we're gonna come over and we're gonna grease 2 cookie sheets lined with foil with butter, because when you put the wet hot candy, it tends to stick, and that'll help it from sticking. And then once this is all melted, we're gonna throw the nuts in, and we're gonna stir 10 to 15 minutes, and you're done. So a little bit of time, but it's gonna look great, and it'll be ready in 10 or 15 minutes. So there are the ingredients. So a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of butter, 1/4 cup of corn syrup. And then I've got some foil here on the cookie sheets, and I've just spread some butter over it so nothing sticks. Okay, so we're letting the sugar, the butter, and the corn syrup melt together, medium to high heat. Just watch for it. When it gets too hot, it'll start to smoke, and you may have to turn it down a little bit, but medium to high heat to get it all melted and at the right temperature. Okay, so just to show you how we're progressing here, that's about 3 or 4 minutes. And everything is just kind of melting and bubbling together. And that's what we want, okay? So one important thing is don't stir it, just let it melt, let it do its own thing. And then when it's all melted, we'll add the nuts and then we'll start stirring. So just a gentle stir. I know I said don't stir it, but we're getting near the end now. So just a little stir. Make sure that nothing is burning. And we're ready to add the nuts. So 4 cups of nuts. In they go. This is gonna make a pretty big nut ring. So you can either do 1 big one or 2 smaller ones. Today I'm doing 2 smaller ones. So this is all we're doing. We got 2 wooden spoons, and I use the wooden spoons because they're just easier to maneuver. And we're essentially going to be stirring for the next 10 to 15 minutes. So what I like to do is set my timer for 15 minutes, just to sense check, and continue to do that. Keep your heat at medium to high, check it, and that's it. So from here on in, it's a bit of a project. You just have to keep stirring, because if you don't, it'll burn. So you might be able to see it's smoking a little bit. It's extra hot. So if you do see that, just turn it down a little bit and keep going. Okay, we'll be back in a few minutes to check the progress. So we're about 6 minutes in, and it's going very well, mostly because we let all the sugar and butter melt before we added the nuts, so it speeds up the process. And the key to seeing if you're getting close or not is at the bottom of the pan here, you'll start to see the butter pooling. See that liquid? The butter's pooling, that means we're really close. And the color of the sugar, it's nicely browned and dark. We're at about a medium heat now because it was getting a bit hot, so I turned it down. So you have to regulate, right, based on your stove top and how hot it is, how it works. But I'm really happy with this. I'm gonna give it probably 2 more minutes, and always stirring, right? Constant stirring, because the candy is so hot, it'll burn quickly. So just keep stirring, keep stirring. Like I said, 10 minutes, maybe 12, and you'll be ready to go. Okay, so I'm turning the burners off. That's about 10 minutes. And as I said, I'm making 2 out of this. If you're making 1, it's a little easier. Making 2, you gotta be quick. So I'm gonna put half on this tray and half on the one on the stove here beside me. Don't get too finicky about it. Don't worry too much about it. It won't dry that quickly, but you gotta move. And I know it doesn't look much like a wreath yet, but it will. See the butter at the bottom of the pan? There it is. Okay, so then with our 2 spoons, we'll just try and shape it as best we can, nice and slow. Don't be too aggressive with it. It'll pretty much do what you ask it to if you're gentle. Whatever you do, do not touch it. Super hot. You're gonna burn your fingers, burn your hands, burn everything. I'm gonna let it cool off for about 5 minutes, and then at that point, you can shape it with your hands a little bit. Just be careful because it's very hot. And then we'll break it open and we'll try it. So that's been about 4 minutes. Now it is quite hot still. My hands are clean and a little bit damp. And what this is gonna let me do is just really refine the shape. Don't pull it together. Don't try and put too much pressure on it. Just shape it. Okay, bring it together. It's hot, be careful, don't burn yourself. If there's a little piece sticking out, don't worry about it. Just bring it together as best you can. Now, you'll notice I put a couple of pieces on the side here on both. I like to taste it because I'm giving these away as gifts. So I just want to taste it and make sure it tastes okay and there's nothing wrong. If there's a loose piece, just put it over there and let it dry nice and hard in about 10 or 15 minutes. And then you can try it, make sure it tastes okay, and then they're ready to wrap up. Okay, so it's cooled off. Beautiful, looks nice. So like I said, those pieces we left on the side, those are for tasting. So let's taste, make sure it's okay. Buono. Enjoy.